This is Justin AMZN on Thursday, October 17th, 2019. And I'm starting looking at the daily just because this channel that we just drew in here worked really well today. We had three bullish candles in a row right into this resistance, gapped up and out of this resistance, this downtrend channel. Last time we gapped up and out of it, we only had one bullish candle, and that was a bullish retest gap. It actually ran up a little more, but stayed positive, stayed bullish on the day. Today, we gapped a little further, clearing some resistance up here, and I was getting the feeling we really shouldn't be up above that. It just seems like too soon that we're way up here, and four bullish candles. It's like this should fade. This should come back down. And so if we jump into the 5 minute now, that's what happened. We tried to run up a little bit more. Don't really have a clear level of support or resistance pre-market, but the opening candle pulled back, had some bigger candles in here, and really this started to form a bit more of a triangle that ultimately broke down, came into yesterday's highs, and then just kind of bounced. And so if we look at just today, this is kind of what I was seeing forming, and I was just too slow or something getting into this kind of a consolidation here. I was trying to get into this and it just moved pretty quickly bearish, and I waited all the way through this, and when it formed this evening star reversal, I think even these two candles are tweezer top or something. The highs up here are very, very close, and I was going bearish then up here, and it started to work, and then it came right into this same support. That was a really bad line. Let's see if I can draw a straight line. Came right into that. Nope, still can't draw straight. Let me try one more time. Yeah, that's really good. All right. So this is why I don't draw in the meeting. I draw on the lines because I like straight lines. Okay, there you go. That held as support. Big bullish candle, higher volume than we had. That acted as support. We had some lower wicks that came down in here, and any one of these, I mean, this one, when that one happened, the next one I should have been exiting. I should have been exiting right here or right here or right here. And instead, I just didn't touch the position and it moved against me, and I lost on the trade. So that's what I did. And that's what I did wrong. And it wasn't in a place that it was making a lot at this point. Let's see. We're still far enough away from the put that I was in. I think it was in the 1770 put, because the 1775 I was looking at for yesterday or something. I'm trying to remember what I did with that, but 1770 gave me the right value that I wanted, the right entry and stop. So that's what I used. And at one point, I think I was in somewhere in this candle. At one point, it looked like it was moving against me. It was the position was down some, and then this all happened, and it was up a little bit. I should have just exited. So from there, it just continued up and just grinded higher all day long. Being a bullish retest gap, it acted bullish after a pullback. So the other thing I was noticing is this uptrend channel didn't really come back to that yesterday or today. And so I'm going to take this off for now. But, well, before I take it off, what I want to do is kind of redraw it a little bit and just show the angle that I was seeing today seemed to fit better with this. And if you had just drawn this kind of angle in from all these lower values, these higher lows from yesterday, you would have been pretty close to buying down here off of this hammer. I'm drawing it against that one, but the more of the bodies that you hit, kind of this, I mean, that's the angle that we're keeping today. That was the pullback, buying off of all of this that worked for a level to pull back to. So something I didn't draw, maybe it's something somebody else drew, but that level would have worked today. Same pullback it had here and right into the close, and then pulled back here, and then just stayed above that until really close today, pulled back a little more. So overall, had a bearish candle in the day, a really nice fade. If you were getting in earlier in the day, fading it from up here, that was the better entry. I missed this triangle here. I wasn't looking at it here, and I missed this one and got into it here and should have just taken a quick gain because it was already spent. I already had its bigger move here, or from here all the way down to here. And in this case, it just didn't work out. I was looking for it to pull back a little bit more into some of the support. going sideways here into the 1770s and take out this low, and it just didn't do that today. So that's what I was looking forward to do, and it just didn't work. So looking at, let's see, these are the calls. When it came into the support, this one with the hammer, that was at 9:35, or any of these candles before 10 o'clock. That was putting in this base down here, right around $4 for the 1800 call. And that just moved up a little bit. It only moved up an R, but you could have done that trade all day. Buy at 4, sell at 5, buy at 4, sell at 5, buy at 4, sell at 5, buy at 4, maybe sell at 5. It looks like this may not be a real wick, and ultimately probably would have stopped you out down at 3. But that would have been a nice, same setup all day long. Otherwise, you would have had to been closer, probably like 1790. Let's see what that looks like. If it decides to load. There we go. Got stuck there. All right. So with this one, putting a base around $7, broke out. That went up to 9, almost to 10 here. Retracing into what was this triangle, but in here it looks like more of a descending triangle. And then didn't come back down to that same price as $7. Stayed above that all day. A little bit higher here, a little bit higher here, until it came into the close. So it looks like if you had done this from 7 to 9, this one from 8 to 10 would have worked, and then 8 to 10 here would have worked. So not the same setup, but it was, going back up. It just, even the 1790, which was at the money, just didn't give up the premium. It didn't move in that direction as much as, you'd think it would getting into the money like that. So we switch over to look at the puts. This is the 1775 put. And let's see, we can see the consolidation here. It broke out. And this one I was too late for. I was trying to get in at 350 with a stop down at 250, or no, a stop down at 3. Yeah, I wanted a little more of a pullback into this, just holding right in here, and I missed this at 350. And I looked at it within that same 5-minute candle, and I just canceled the trade. It's like, if it's already up at 450 and I was trying to get at 350, it shouldn't come back to me. And it didn't until over here. But then I wanted a lower entry just to mitigate the potential that it would, pull back a little bit more. And it looks like this trade would have worked nicely. I should have done this one. Okay, so if I had done here 350 by 250 here, it actually would have ran up to 450 and would have been out for 2R. And instead, I didn't do that. All right, seeing another mistake of my own and learning a lesson from it. Yeah, so today, getting in, it looks like I get in at 2. I'll have to go back and look at it. I think I got it at 250 or 3. No, I got it. No, I didn't get stopped out at 250. I got stopped out over here somewhere. I'll have to look at what my setup was, but looking at the 1770 puts, this was the level I wanted to come back to, and I'm trying to remember the value. It didn't even get up to 350. Whether I got in at 3 over here, it didn't even get up to 350. Didn't even get up an R. And so I picked the wrong option. 1770 was too far away to do it. And the 1770 I had originally been looking at would have worked at that value really, really well. So good lesson there for me. Could have stuck out the same entry I had canceled here. It would have worked, would have filled, and would have ran up just a few minutes later. And this option would have worked, and the next one $5 away didn't work. And I picked the other one and lost on the day. So yeah, interesting seeing that now, looking at the two options. So anyway, I hope that helps you, and good thing for me to learn from. Just looking for the same setup here, looking for something to move quickly here. That kind of move would have worked nicely, and didn't even need to get going further. Would have been able to snag an R or two pretty easily going bullish here. But that was your last chance to do it here. really didn't trade well bearish the rest of the day until really into the close. So anyway, back on the daily, it really feels like we shouldn't be up here. If we get a bullish gap up clearing today, it's going to trap a lot of bears. But this looks like it could pull back a little bit more. And should, probably into the 5 or the 21. And, it's kind of like up over here. It's like, we're already breaking out. All these bullish candles in a row are breaking out. Yeah, we shouldn't be up here. We shouldn't be above all this without any sort of retest. So we got a retest, and the retest felt like it pulled back deeper than it should have. And then we ran. If we do something like this, this wasn't much of a gap up this day, but it looks similar, just 3 bullish candles in a row. I know there's 5, but 3 that are actually gapping up, moving. A little bit of a pullback here. If we pull back like this, we'd touch the 5, the 21. We just have to see what we hold, if we hold. If we do something where we pull way back down here before earnings, and we're way down here, and then earnings happens, we have a bunch of bearish candles, my gut says it's going to gap up here somewhere into the 1800s, and it's just going to run. So I'm going to keep this on here a little longer. I'm actually going to, let's see, I kind of want to move it, but I have a really good level. I'm just going to extend it. You know what? No, I'll leave it just like this. We'll have it on here for another day, see what happens. But if we can get a pullback into 1747 over the next couple of days, and even deeper than that, back down in here, and have a shorter term version of what we did here, where we really just consolidated for a couple months. If we can do something like that, I'm just looking for similarities. If we do something where we pull back a little bit more, have some more bearish candles and gap above it, look out. Like, you're going to trap so many bears in here, this downtrend channel trapping everybody, and it'll just run. All it has to do is open above this channel with a big gap for earnings, and it can just run. And now, conversely, if we have some more run up here before earnings, just continue bullish, and we get into some of these resistances, then we could definitely gap down and probably actually fade, because people will be profitable getting in bearish up here. But we'll get into that next week, I think. For earnings next week. But we'll see if we can get some a little bit more of a pullback here, or at least a rest if it's not going to go directional. And we'll back soon with more on how to trade, something like that, and what all happens. So hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.